All right. So I was hoping to be done taking bits off, but I was doing a bit of research, and there is an issue with something called the gallery gaskets. Now, it's primarily an issue with 3.7s and HRs, but it also can be an issue with the DE. And it's only a handful of bolts to make it happen at this stage. If it's in the car, replacing it is really hard. Plus, if the gaskets fail, you lose all oil pressure. Obviously not something we want. So we're gonna pull this cover off, replace those gaskets back on, and then we can finally start finalizing reassembly. I already broke that loose, by the way. That wasn't that loose. I'll just be able to jimmy this off. I think we need a puller. You want to be gentle. No, that's where the seal is made. Okay. I might do the front main just because I'm here. Press in gasket. I really don't want to deal with that. Oh well. All right. Believe that these need to come off. Ooh, okay, got one side. So there's actually these lips in between the two cases. All right. Well, my goal here is to make sure I'm not prying on a mating surface. All right. There you go. I am not at the top dead center, so let's address that. Terrified of all this? 100%. Maybe that is. If that's it, then we're good. But I don't think it is. There's a notch there. There's a little mark there. And all of these line up with the. That lines up with the nip. This lines up with the little. There's like this little tiny thing there. Alright. Now we're going to pull the gallery gaskets, or at least the gallery caps. This is what they look like. It looks like a pistol and then an angle. I know this one's for the cams. I'm not 100% sure what this one is for, but it's a common fail point on the later models like HR and then the 3.7s. I don't think it's as common with the DEs, but I was so close to it. I figured my best chance was just to replace it while I'm here because oil pressure is key when doing like boosted applications. So we've obviously torn it down to this point. I'm going to attempt. Doesn't really feel like I'm getting full engagement, but I'm pretty sure this pin with this in it will hold the tension of that tensioner and keep it from jumping back. It may jump back. If it jumps back, we'll just keep an eye on everything. The major thing here is we've got everything at top dead center. Put this in here. I'm using the most oversized thing I can think of. Not help, but oh, it did work. It did help. I just took it out and I'm an idiot. Well. Okay, there you have it. So, looking at this, it looks fine. It looks perfect. There's really no issues with this. Maybe there's a crack down here. So, not sure if that was coming off already. This might have been coming off already, so maybe we did have a little leak. So, I'm gonna clean this up. And then we'll do the next one. All right, now that we have it all cleaned up, it is time for les gaskets. Cleanup, so I'm just about ready to reassemble this. I will double check if there is a torque, and I'll let you know in a second. It'll be on the screen if there is one. But it's an aluminum block. This is an aluminum casing, so any other aluminum part, it's like fucking 18 foot-pounds, 22 foot-pounds, somewhere in there, which is usually, you know, kind of a light snug. There are all these little tiny things in the way that actually help seat it. So see this little piece that sticks out here? There's actually a lip there, and there's a couple of those which will help you find the seating place. Okay, so double checked. The foot-pounds for these bolts is really low. It's 12 foot-pounds. So I'm literally just gonna crank them down by hand. That should be enough. All right, we got everything torqued down. I got the timing bolt back in, so I didn't film it because I'm an idiot. But basically just use this lever to hold this up while I slid this into place. And you bolt these down. Again, these have pretty low torque. Just tighten them up. And then double check that all my linings still line up. So that one lines up with that one lines up with that, and that one lines up with that. So we're back in time. This didn't change at all. It really just gave it slack, so we were able to swap that stuff out. Now we're on to the fun part, which is cleaning up gasket material. I'm noticing there's like a lot of junk inside from the OEM gasket. Like they used a ton. Like look at all this. Look at this huge piece. They used a ton when they were doing it in the factory. Make sure that it seals, but obviously that's not ideal. I mean, I don't want to have, like, look at this chunk. This huge piece of RTV just catching oil, causing issues. So thankfully I didn't have any starvation issues before, but now we'll just go around and clean all this up. I'll go light with a razor and with a, what's it called? Foam. All right, I've got one more while I'm here situation, which is the rear main seal. So it didn't look bad, but I had to order other parts, so I was like, screw it, let's just get another cheap piece, right? Peace of mind stuff. So hopefully being able to hit it from the back should make this hurt nobody. Classic. Making things overcomplicated. And just kind of push it into place. And then that's really definitely easier. Do it like this. Gosh darn it. I think this went in like that. I don't know. All right, there we go. Way easier to do out of the car. Super glad that I did that now. Just like the rear main seal. Ooh, genuine Nissan. That always feels cool. It's cool that you can buy parts for this. Brand new still. So just like the rear main seal, I'll talk about the bag. So just like the rear main seal, this piece will sit in here and will seal this portion to the lower oil pan. And so what we'll do here is we'll get a bunch of goodness in this. Stick in there. It's time to put silicone over everything else. There is a ton of real estate on this sucker. All right, so up next is oil delivery to the turbo and back to the engine. So first off, we've got this nice ready oil pan. So it's deeper, so it adds, I think, a half a quart. It's baffled, which is really nice. And the big thing is it's got drain plugs on it. So it's actually set up for
a twin turbo setup, but obviously we're only going to use the one side. So plug this side, turbo fitting here for the drainage, and we should be good to go. Next, we've got our oil delivery. So this is an adapter for the oil sending unit. So this will go in this side, and then we'll just get an adapter from that out. We've got a bunch of fittings, MPT to -3s, -3 to -4s, some other stuff here that should help deliver all this stuff. This is just a cool logo. I don't know why I like this evil energy thing, but it's I got a little sticky. I think it's another fitting. It is another fitting. So again, just more adaptation fittings. And then the Turbo Smart oil relegator. Basically what this does is make sure that I'm getting consistent oil pressure to the turbo. So it'll keep me from blowing the seals on that thing, hopefully lengthen the life of it, and sort out some stuff. And then I've got another oil for the drain on the turbo. I got a new gasket for that because the old one looks like it's leaking. And then the final piece is just the fitting that goes into the oil pan here. There's one more thing on here. This is just to plug up some coolant passages, and I'll show you that in a minute. But besides a custom braided line for the oil feed, this is everything we need. And I'm waiting until I figure out where I can fit this, because I'm hoping I can stuff it in there. If not, we'll have to mount it somewhere and have 2 lines to and from it. But I'm hoping I can just go like right off of this thing like that, and then, but we'll see. But this should be it. So I'm pretty excited. Let's start getting this stuff on. Okay, so we have kind of a wild one. This is the adapter for the turbo feed line. So this goes in the oil pressure sender. So that attaches here, and then you have an extra valve for running your feed line. But I noticed when I'm looking in it, you can probably kind of see it. See how there's that chunk of metal? Yeah, that's not good. So I'm gonna have to get in there with a drill, try to clean all that up and not gnar up the threads. But just a reminder that it's always good to check out your parts even when they're new, especially if it's like a cheap little thing like this. All right, let me clean that up. Hopefully I can save this. If not, I'll have to return it. All right, I've got it up in the air. I cleaned this gasket face off so we can throw on our new, deeper oil pan here. So let's get it. Let's see. So just don't make that noise when it goes in. You watch. When I said something was sketchy, it just went, okay. Notice how I get quiet when the engine's back. This car's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to make noises. But after this, I'm gonna get a shower and a beer. Beep, beep, beep.